Live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios, it's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
So Rudy's birthday is coming up
Friday.
I have a suggestion for anybody that might want to get him something. Even though yesterday he said he don't want us getting him anything.
No.
I have a suggestion. We're going to have this discussion right in front of his face, too. So Friday, we're going to be celebrating his birthday out at Slackers on Nacogdoches.
Yes.
What time you getting there?
Well, I signed us up for something.
Uh-oh. So I saw the flyer yesterday.
I signed us up for
and Nina asked me, you doing a podcast Friday? I go, no, we're just drinking. Then
Frank
I saw
asked for 30.
30?
Yeah.
I can do 30. Okay,
so
cool.
Buki, can you set us up for 30?
Oopsies.
Sure. Sure.
What,
make
Jose,
sure
were you planning on? Were you coming out? Were you planning?
Yeah.
On, okay.
Yeah, I was going to be there.
He begged me.
Okay.
He came to my house, knocked on the door, gave me flowers, and asked me if I'd be his date.
Yeah, I asked him if I could be invited to the shindig, and he
Yeah.
said yes.
All right.
I
Well, it comes with you having to do work.
Well,
now.
all I know is like, I just feel like it's going to be a night of where's Buki and where's his mom's boobs.
Oh God.
That's what I'm worried about.
So we're gonna do a 30-minute
30.
hit. Okay. That's
so
fine.
start at 6.
Okay, 6 p.m.
Be done by 6:30.
6:30. Okay.
And then we can hang.
Okay. Well, I have suggestions.
What's the suggestion?
For you? We have a television show that begins August the 30th on Chris 6 Television in Corpus Christi. And I know that a lot of y'all that live here are like, I don't give a shit. That's in Corpus, you know. There is a way for y'all to watch this show, though.
Which one? Corpus?
Yeah. There's a way.
Corpus worked it out for us. Appreciate
Yeah.
my people over at Chris 6.
Yeah. So the thing is, we're producing our own show with a guy we know in town. But what we need, because he's got this like really beautiful studio, but nothing about it is sportsy at all. Looks like a really nice office where we're going to do the TV show.
Yeah.
And so what he asked us was to bring in some stuff to put in the background.
Oh,
Sportsy stuff. I've got a few things that I'm gonna take up there. Yeah, but I don't know if we have enough.
We don't.
Yeah. I know a lot of y'all probably get in over your head with your collectibles. We need some really cool, like, not posters, old school posters, something hard that'll stick on a wall, or we can prop
some
up on
backdrop
something.
stuff.
We need backdrop artwork, preferably sportsy. It doesn't have to all be sportsy.
It is a sports edition, preferably.
It is a sports show, preferably local stuff too.
Anybody got hooks?
Anybody got a hook? Anybody got a Corpus Christi A&M Corpus Christi Rays banner?
I know.
No, Spurs, Cowboys, Horns, Aggies. It doesn't matter if
Did
it's
you say whores?
no Spurs, Horns,
Horns, sir.
Horns.
They said
Horns.
whores. I was like,
No,
wow.
Sorry.
Bernard, it's 2025, sir. We don't have to drive to Corpus every week. Bernard's,
It's a legit question.
it's not. Not in 2025.
The
it's
miracle
not.
of
Love you, Bernard.
The miracle of podcasting suggests that we don't have to do them every
We will,
week
though.
there. We will do a few, I think. Rudy and I are going to have this discussion before the end of business Friday on a trip down there. You ever work with a guy, you see him every single day, and you keep talking about what y'all need to do, even though you see him every day and you never talk about what
Never
you said
talk.
you're going to talk about?
You're like,
We need to
yeah,
go ahead and talk
we
about
need
that.
to talk
thing.
about
We
it.
haven't talked about it. So we're going to have a couple of trips down there. No, as the season goes on, as the year goes on and we get the show up and going, we will be there more often than not.
Yes.
You know, even if we just drive down for the day and come home and don't stay, that's fine. We're going to be doing that. So I'm going to get real acquainted with that route down there to Corpus Christi. So we will do a few shows there, but primarily we're going to do them in a studio here in town. Not this one particularly.
No.
Another one. It's a really beautiful TV podcast studio.
Buki's overworked as it is.
He's overworked and way underpaid. We haven't given him a bonus in like a month.
In Motion hooks
It's only
him up.
because we don't have any bonuses.
The Strength in Motion guys hook him up.
Had a little setback financially recently, so
Jeff
take
takes
care of
care
you.
of him.
I'll take care of you. No, for real. Like if you have anything you want to donate to us, maybe like a museum will like loan art for an extended time.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't even give it to us. You let us borrow it for a
Or
year.
like the jewelers for like the Grammys or the Oscars, they loan these stars jewelry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to donate something to our television show, This is a good opportunity for you to give it to us on behalf of Rudy's birthday Friday. So it's not like you're giving us something for nothing. It's Rudy's birthday present. All right. So I've got some cool stuff that I've collected over the years. Some Marty Leal artwork. Some really cool. I got a real cool Cowboys thing. Got a Spurs thing. Got a Wemby thing, and it's like this little like plywood almost that you can like prop up or you can stick on the wall. We need stuff like that. So if you're going to come out Friday, bring stuff for our television set for our debut program on August 30th, and we'll figure out a way to reward you if you wind up donating anything to our television show. So there it is. We need. Hey man, I'm a hustler, and we need shit. We're a small business, and we need things for free. I could just go invest money in the company and buy our own, but why do that when you can ask people to give it to you? You know?
Well, I finally got my setup at home good, and I don't want to take it down because we still
you had
do
a
stuff
good setup at home.
Yeah, but I do have one more thing from that's not up at my house from Fitted Threads, Adrian.
Okay,
but it's just too like that one. It's too big. Like this thing he gave me, it's just huge. It would take up the whole backdrop.
Oh, okay.
So I can't use it for the TV show.
Okay.
I like, we need 10 by 12, 12 by 4. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like
the one Adrian gave me that I don't have hung up is just
it's
bigger than that TV screen.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
It's too
It'll
big,
become the only thing we
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
We
I have
want-
something.
What do you have?
God, man,
Oh,
don't come in
God
here with
almighty.
no Boston Red Sox, Boston
No,
Celtics.
I've
There's
got
a
some.
naked picture of some
It's a naked
baseball
picture of my
player.
mom.
Oh, okay.
No, I got it. Don't worry. I'll bring it up.
All right, cool.
All right, bring it. So we're thinking what 2 by 3.
10
Not
by
even
12.
maybe 10 by 12. Yeah,
10
not 2 by.
something like
That's too. Even that's too big. Yeah, 10 by 12s, stuff like maybe 18 by 12. Something
Whatever.
cool. We want to have like a really cool, neat looking mural behind us, maybe
Yes.
to start off with, right? All right. So there's that. Bring us your gifts for Rudy, and maybe you're not even giving it to us. Just put it on loan, like artwork that's loaned out to museums. All right. That's Friday at Slackers, and apparently we're doing a show at 6 o'clock as
30
well.
minutes.
We're good. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I'm
Easy,
surprised.
easy.
I'm not surprised that we're going to do a little hit.
Yeah. Hey, no biggie.
Okay,
Knock
cool.
it out, have people. So y'all come out and watch the show.
Yes, sir.
For those that missed the line and Rose, come out and watch the show.
Indeedy.
Ruben says a Yolanda Saldivar mugshot.
That would be funny, but probably not,
Nah.
Ruben.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: we're
She's
not
free,
we're
right?
not well known
No.
in Corpus yet.
They don't
all
let
right?
her
They
out.
don't get our humor.
Yeah,
just
we got to
yet.
let them.
Because when I first got the job at the ticket, I made the decision from day one that I can't go in there and lay the ball up. I can't go in there and take
They
a
gotta
jump
dunk.
shot. I have to tomahawk, windmill, dunk the shit out of this basketball. We want to do that in Corpus Christi, but I don't know that they're ready for Yolanda Saldivar mugshots in the background just yet in Corpus Christi.
Not yet.
Maybe let's hold off on that.
Let's
Give
get
it
them
a
to
month.
like us
Give it
first.
a month. Let's keep it pretty sportsy at least for now. And here's the thing: we only have once a week to let them get to know us.
Right.
It's a one-time-a-week show. The radio show we did 5 a week. So if I effed up on a Tuesday, there was always the
Wednesday
next
you
day.
can make it
Yeah,
up,
but
right.
now it's literally week to week, and we're working for television folks who are going out on a limb and risking themselves for this guy and me. So we want to make a really, really forcible impression. We want to dunk the ball,
Right.
but let's not dunk it and then kick the ball into the rafters and run up into the crowd and punch a fan in the face.
Oh, that
Let's
would
just
get
dunk
some
it.
ratings. Yeah,
let's just dunk it.
All
Let's
right,
just
cool.
dunk it. Okay.
We're not gonna go Steven Jackson Ron Artest week 1.
Right on. Ruben Villegas is back in the building. Where you been, Ruben? I was at a Texas State Aquarium, and I saw a dad with a badass Hooks hat. Yeah, the Hooks have a cool logo.
I like the Hooks logo.
Yeah, they switched their logo.
Yeah, we'll be talking Hooks. We'll be
Yeah.
talking Corpus High School football, and then we're talking Cowboys.
Cowboys,
Spurs.
Horns, Spurs, NBA. Maybe some
We're
Rockets.
talking sports.
Could be we're talking sports that matter. If it's notable, we'll get into
Right.
it. All right. Yesterday, when I got on, so probably halfway through the show, I saw people posting in the chat something that
Oh,
I had to make sure to not let distract me because this came down while we were doing our podcast yesterday, and we were in the middle of Kerrville talk and very poignant, heavy material, and I wasn't going to stop down and cry over Matt Cameron and I wanted to clarify it for myself.
Yeah, well, first of all, you gotta fact check before we fact check before we share.
Yeah, for sure.
Love y'all,
right?
But we gotta fact check y'all.
Bouquet, did I send you what you asked me to send you a minute ago, and did it work?
Yes, but it's taking a while to download.
No problem. So
way to go.
There will be a post that will come down later on Love You Hard TV of my knee-jerk reaction to Matt Cameron.
Oh, this is for members.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it now if you want, but I have.
Sorry, guys.
This is my knee-jerk reaction 30 minutes after finding out that it was true that Matt Cameron, the longtime drummer for Pearl Jam, had left the band. I don't know if the words retired, quit, certainly was not fired. I can't imagine any scenario where they would fire the guy. I think he's just, well, you can see for yourself in my members-only knee-jerk reaction. So there's that. Yes, I'm aware Matt Cameron quit the band. And we're not going to have any, don't be trolling me with Pearl Jam sucks talking here today. I'm going to get mad. Emmett Smith was overrated.
Troy Aikman.
Pearl Jam's only had one good record. Troy Aikman was not better than Tony Romo.
For a Pearl Jam virgin, what song should I listen to?
You know what?
Wow.
I want to do a playlist.
Sure.
That's a good bit.
I'll make you a Pearl Jam playlist.
There you go. I'm excited.
Okay,
I've
cool.
only heard 2 seconds of a Pearl Jam song
Sure.
because of Bill
What?
Simmons.
Well, the band's been around twice as long as you've been alive, almost. Well, not quite, but a long time.
But they are a band. We can't confirm that.
So you're talking about the Bill Simmons podcast.
Yeah.
He plays a live version of the same song as his intro every podcast.
I don't know what song it is. I couldn't tell you.
It's called Corduroy.
Like the pants?
Yep, like the pants.
I'm surprised you know what corduroy is.
Let me tell you, Rudy, my mom tried to get me to wear corduroy pants all the time. Wasn't having it.
So you've only heard like 2 seconds. All you've ever heard is the Bill Simmons intro.
Corduroy.
Yeah, and then the outro, whatever song that is.
Okay, cool. I'll put Corduroy. I'll put the entire, and I'll put the recorded studio version on the playlist. I'll give you 10 Pearl Jam tunes. One of them will be Corduroy. So don't listen to it between now and then. I'll give you a list.
Pub Sports is saying we need Helga on this show.
Shout out to Rum Most, yeah.
Most people probably don't think she exists.
Well,
I don't know if she does.
They think she's a plastic doll.
Well, I was going to leave this for a surprise, but I did tell her, like, hey, you should come out Friday. So
That'd be
Wow.
cool.
I
think
That would
she's
be
coming
cool.
Friday,
Yeah, let's prove that she's a human and not a fleshlight.
Well, I learned Steely Dan was a fleshlight, apparently, or whatever the fuck.
Steely Dan was a dildo.
Yeah, there you
Dude,
go.
Big difference.
I'm a freak, but I don't know if I'll have a fleshlight.
Dude, I would. Pocket pussy would be great.
Okay.
Well, can we not say the P word before
Rudy
10:30?
Rudy fears the P word.
I'm just
It makes
saying.
him uncomfortable.
It would be awesome.
Good Lord. It's
It
not
makes
even
him uncomfortable.
You remember, have you ever seen the movie Barbershop?
I've seen the LeBron thing that I couldn't stand watching.
No, the movie Barbershop, the first one, Ice Cube would come into the shop and he'd say, hey, and they'd be playing Tupac or something. He'd be like, no rap before 12.
Right?
No pizza before 10:30, Jose. Good Lord.
Ice Cube, very affluent actor. Shout out to him.
I found out those dudes, they get $50,000 a week.
Who?
The big three dudes.
Oh, is that what they get paid? I was
Yeah,
going to say,
that
how you
Ice
going to get
Cube-
Michael Beasley's lazy
You and I
ass
talked
out
about
there?
this off on the phone one day. You were like, man, I was doing a deep dive on the big three. He's really built that thing up because when it first started, I was like, I don't know about this.
Mhm.
And then they kept going, and they kept going. Then they're on NBC. Then they get 7, 8 huge sponsors, and
You
they're
got
rolling.
Apple, I think.
Yeah,
is one
they're
of their
rolling.
big sponsors. Yeah, they're rolling. Taco Bell, I think.
Yeah, they're
for
rolling.
sure. Absolutely. Mike Check A with a dumbass Pearl Jam. See, this is the stuff.
What'd he say? Let me see.
Here's the thing. Most of our opinions are dumb. Most of our opinions are dumb.
shoot.
Pearl Jam goes through drummers like an In the Building goes through board ops. That's funny, and I get what you're talking about, except for Matt was with the band for 27 years. They had a very Taylor board op scene the first 6-7 years of their existence, but Matt Cameron joined the band in 1998. And so you can't say that really anymore. That was a marriage that worked great. He made the band a hell of a lot better.
Right.
It's never going to be the same. Good luck to whoever they choose to replace Matt. Yeah, it was kind of like, well, no, here's what it is. It's like Nina will be my Matt Cameron. She'll be my last drummer. If Nina leaves my band, I'm out the game. I've already said that. No one believes me, but I'm serious.
It's going to be a gigolo?
I got a bunch of ex-wives, but I got one I got one Nina. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Rudy, I was really hoping that I was going to be the Nina in that scenario. There, I was praying. I was
No,
fingers crossed. Over here. I was
no.
like, is he going to say I'm the new Matt? And then it was Nina.
She gets so pissed when I say that too. Stop telling people I'm the last girl you ever think. You're only 50 years old. What if I get killed in a car wreck? You gonna go for 80 years and don't have any girls? I didn't say I'm gonna have sex.
I just said I'm not going to commit to anybody.
I'm not gonna commit to nobody.
I've told my wife that too. I told my wife I'm not remarrying.
No way.
I'm not remarrying.
What's the point at that
I'm
point?
not remarrying.
No, I'm good. If I can't make it work with her, I'm out the game.
Yeah.
Period. All right.
That's a good Nina voice, by the way.
That is
No,
not
it
how
wasn't.
she speaks. That is not how she speaks. Well, her version of me is goofball too. So that's no, she's not naggy in the least. All right. I wanted to. Yesterday got pretty heavy, and but for a good reason. Our show is really organic. I went back and listened to a big part of our show yesterday.
did?
I regret shows like yesterday's where we have to come on here and get serious and
Yeah.
talk about really horrible things, and not feeling very worthy to be qualified to do
Right.
so, which I know is silly because I've been doing this all my adult life. Went back and listened to it, and I don't do this very often, but I thought we did a really good job. I'm scared to praise this now because, oh my God, now something's bad. This show's going to go into the ditch. I thought we did a good job. I thought we handled it as well as anybody that has limited information can handle something. I'm proud of how we did things. So that's it. Today, I mean, it's like, well, you're going to get more lighthearted today. We're going to react to the news cycle. Whatever it is, or whatever we're doing.
It feels like that number's just going to keep climbing for the next week or two.
Sure,
That's the only part that sucks is
Totally.
actually what's happened.
Right, and
we kind of knew, but more confirmed.
And I said this yesterday, like I on purpose did not do like any real deep dives into stories. Like I saw headlines, I watched some of the press conferences, but you start seeing news outlets. Well, the story of the so-and-so family. And it's a 5-minute piece on their kid and what she went through. Like I could not do deep dives like that before yesterday because I needed to be able to get through yesterday's show. I was going to lose it, But I went ahead and I looked at some pretty in-depth stuff last night, and I'm like, man. Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was, a couple of them.
Yeah,
I just clicked out.
Yeah, and there'll be way more come out in the coming weeks. We start finding out more about people, more about the scenario, and of course, and as you beautifully mentioned yesterday, we're not going to get caught up in the politics of it. It's certainly not now. There's no reason to. I'm not going to sit up here and do an hour. I'm not going to throw the mayor.
Doesn't bring anyone back.
Of course, I'm not going to rip the mayor or the county judge unless it's warranted. And this is one of those stories where I know we live in a ridiculous bullshit 6-hour news cycle where we're supposed to go overreact with our dumbass uninformed opinion on social media every time something happens. But I'm not going to do that this time. Not with this.
Right.
It's too terrible. It's too big of a story. It's too impactful. And I'm going to save judgment for later,
But I do want to, I don't know how you fix something like that, but I'm more about what do we do to make sure it don't happen
Correct.
again.
Rather
more
than blame, what can we do going forward?
Right. What can we do going forward?
I don't
know. It's a river. What can you do?
I doubt they rebuild Camp Mystic. Like, can you imagine trying to rebuild the thing?
It's too.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm not trying to compare the two, but I'm saying, like, look how long it was before they did away with the bonfire. There's just certain things. It's just like it's too traumatic for everybody to even.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, that's awful. But I can't see them doing the Camp Mystic thing again. If they do, I have no problem with it. That's not for me. That's above my pay grade.
Right.
But that's one of those things where you like, it's too hard to relive, and it makes you think about it every time.
Right. If you do rebuild camps along that riverbank, clearly you're going to have to make sure that you have other things in place that will protect kids going forth.
I know. I think it was in Nashville. I saw the strangest thing. They just had a flood recently, really bad, and this one dude built levees around his property, and the whole place was flooded except his home.
Wow.
Like he's just sitting like, there's this drone shot of his home.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else's home is all the way underwater. You can only see their chimney. And there's his home untouched, not a drop of water.
That's incredible. What I've seen is like we're gonna need to post sirens everywhere up and down the riverbank.
Oh yeah, gosh, yes.
Something that the state needs to pay for,
Because I can see people being like, "Look, I don't want this to define me forever. I want to get back out there, kind of like what you were saying yesterday. And so, to make sure that the people that want to do that can do that. Yeah, let's do something to warn them in these situations, because there's going to be some people that feel like, no, kind of like you said yesterday, no, I'm not going to stop going to the river. I'm not going to stop camping.
No.
You know what I mean? So,
and I'd camp in Kerrville,
right,
without any sort of hesitancy whatsoever.
right.
What are the odds that happens again soon? You know, and like I said, before they go building camps back up there, I bet you they have more things in place to prevent,
for 1,000% for sure.
at least prevent the amount of people that got killed and hurt, as we just saw. All right, 2 notable deaths. Not that any death's more important than the other or any different, but just people that, stuff you see, you're like, wow. 2 UTSA students and a UTSA psychology professor lost their lives in Kerrville. The longtime Texas country singer Pat Green, who I've seen twice. It's not confirmed, but I think his sister may have posted on Instagram. Pat Green posted yesterday that my family, something along the lines of, somebody in his family died, and they just wanted privacy, and they'd address it later or whatever. And then I think his sister mentioned on Instagram, Pat Green, I think, lost his stepbrother, the stepbrother's wife, and their 2 kids. So Pat Green had 4 family members, it looks like, pass away up in Kerrville over the weekend. So just as the stories come out, we start finding out more about these people. One of the little girls was related to the Hunt family that owns the Chiefs. Just, again, no deaths. Death is death, but it's just crazy. This touched people from all over the state, all walks of life, man, because camping is like one of the most basic things a little kid does in their formative years, as you go camping. It's unfortunate. All right. Damn. Toro Loco's in the building. Somebody's got to have that famous Farrah Fawcett poster. That would be a perfect poster for our
she's
backdrop.
Not too naked, right?
No, I think so. So, we're not going to put a Yolanda Saldivar poster up behind us. Should we put a picture of Selena? Maybe a small one?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Farrah Fawcett, she'd be fine too. Who else is from Corpus Christi that, like, who are some of the notable Corpus Christians? Is that what you call that? Oh, and as Bouquet starts
Corpus Christi,
fiddling with Corpus Christi. Who are some? We should
Eva Longoria.
Yeah, Eva. Okay, Eva.
Billy Powell.
I only know one person.
Yeah, we're only going to go with Selena.
I'll look at it later. Oh, Bobby Labonte, the NASCAR driver. That's right, the Labonte brothers.
We got to go with Selena.
David Freese was born in Corpus?
David Freese, yeah, World Series MVP.
Where did he play high school ball? I don't think he played high school ball in Texas, did he? I should know this. I'm about to punch myself.
Let's find out.
Tell me where. I bet maybe they moved when he was a kid. Maybe his dad was in the military or something.
Let's find out.
Why are you taking so long? Just go to his
graduated from Lafayette in 2001. Lafayette.
In Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
I would assume so. This is
You are not. You suck at research.
You guys put some pressure on me now.
Where did he play high school? Early life.
Wynwood, wherever. Wildwood, Missouri.
Okay. Wildwood. He was born in Corpus, but did not spend his youth there. All right.
If you're born in Corpus, we get to claim. They get to claim.
Yeah, technically. All right.
I remember forever we tried to claim Eva Longoria like she was San Antonio, but she was definitely Corpus's own Eva Longoria.
Whataburger was born in Corpus Christi, yes.
Whataburger?
Right about that role. The first one was in Corpus. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
That's the most important thing.
I think it was like 5 cents for a Whataburger with cheese.
Too bad it sucks now.
Whoa!
Unless they want to pay us.
Okay, fair enough.
I guess I just messed that up.
It depends.
They used to love Mike.
Well, and they still do, but that may not be the case anymore. I don't know. Well, since they relocated part of their HQ to Chicago, they still have the big branch right here off of 281, but they outsourced, I think, a lot of their administration, I want to say, maybe. Yeah. I may be talking out of my ass here. The consistency, I think, has gotten hurt there for a little while because they expanded.
Yeah, that's what happens. I don't care what it is.
Up
barbecue chains, especially barbecue, because that Pitmaster's not in every spot.
Right.
And it ain't the original.
Correct.
Right.
You asking slap dicks in New Mexico, living in Las Cruces or something.
To give a shit about the brisket. They don't.
No. And same thing with Whataburger. The more they have expanded, the consistency did get hurt because they build their burgers from scratch, which is their thing, which is why I love them so much. I believe in the last few years they've slowly started to come back. I defended them religiously on previous shows with previous people.
You talking about you and Chris Duell?
No, Puma, LG. I've had that argument. I've had the Whataburger argument with dudes for a while. Hutch, I think, he and I got into it over Whataburger.
I don't get burgers anymore. I only go to Whataburger for the breakfast. I like the Bob.
I only go there.
Their sausage breakfast on the bun is the best breakfast sandwich.
I've not had
so
that.
I'm still down with Whataburger, but I'm just down with the breakfast.
So we got Whataburger 2 days ago. It's funny this comes up because I haven't had Whataburger since probably January.
And I bet you got a junior burger. You didn't go
No,
for the
I
full
got the
number
real one, but I did not get the combo, just the sandwich.
They say 2 burgers is better than a burger and fries, so
absolutely,
I can appreciate that.
And it was delicious. It was that classic Whataburger that I grew up on. Did they put too much lettuce?
Sometimes they put too much lettuce.
No, they didn't put too much lettuce. Perfect amount of mustard. You know, it just depends on what kid's back there doing the cooking at the time you go in there to get it. That's just what it depends on. Shout out to Whataburger. If you'd like to partner with us on our new television show, we are looking for Corpus sponsors. Yeah, I even posted yesterday on my social media. We need help. If you're a business
will you
in the Corpus Christi area, and I say area so you could be in Robstown, you might be in Port Lavaca, you might be in Victoria. If you have a business that in our viewership area, you know, and there's lots of companies here in San Antonio that do business in Corpus,
right?
Or have like they have branches of what they do, like Whataburger, you know, whatever. If you do business in Corpus Christi at all, we want to talk about partnering with our new television show that begins August the 30th. We're a brand new show. We're just getting rolling, and like Rudy said when we started doing this podcast, get in here at the beginning while we're cheap. You might think, oh, there's no way I could afford to advertise on a television show.
Right.
You'd be shocked. Test me on there. Reach out to us and let's discuss it.
Try me.
Try me.
Agreed.
All right. It is in the building. And by the way,
what up?
Maybe you want to do business on In the Building. That's great, too. Maybe you want to do business on the television show. That'd be wonderful. Ask any of our current sponsors and our current partners or past partners, and they'll tell you, my experience with Mike and Rudy was a good one.
Ask GC Roofing.
Ask GC Roofing, who has now put how many roofs up for our people?
Possibly now 13. They got another call today.
Outstanding.
And I got a text as the show started. I wasn't texting when the show started from Mr. Mansingh.
Okay.
GC Roofing has been paid in full. Roof looks great. Happy customer.
Oh, very good. And did he get the nano yet?
I don't know about the love sauce. The roof got to dry. So another happy customer. And then Dale texted us. Not Dale. Russ texted us yesterday.
Well, they look the same, Russ and Dale. They're kind of the same guy.
Another appointment set today from you guys. Going to check roof tomorrow and see what he needs. Subscriber B. Okay. Not sure if he wants his last name mentioned, but says he listens daily.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. B, for at least calling and let us know how it's going. Reach out to us. We want you to reach out to us and tell us how things are going with our people. And we want our people, just like they give us reports on how it's going. If you got a complaint, tell me and Rudy about it. Damn it. We'll slap their ass. No, we've never gotten one complaint about GC, and I don't expect we ever will. That is our roofing company, Lone Star Nano Service. They go in and they treat roofs. GC repairs them, replaces them. Lone Star Nano Service, they go in there when they get done and they treat roofs. Maybe your roof doesn't need to be replaced. Let them spread that love sauce on there and preserve the life of your roof by up to 15 years. It's GC Services Roofing and Construction and or Lone Star Nano Services. All right. For years as a little kid, and I guess I was thinking about this driving over today, I had time when I was younger because I didn't have a job, you know. But it wasn't just because I had the time to watch. It was because I really loved it. And there were so many superstars that I grew up watching, not just Americans, but other countries too. But it helped when some of the biggest stars in the sport were Americans for this young little Texan growing up watching tennis. Rudy wanted to talk about Ben Shelton today. Ben Shelton, what the hell was that sound? Did you just quit? Are you masturbating in the room?
No, it's tennis. We're talking tennis.
Oh, is that how it sounds? Of course, you'd play you mimic the guy. Oh God! Back in the, we used to have a drop of Maria Sharapova.
Well, he's never heard a woman moan, so he don't know.
I don't have sex.
You may have sex, but you don't mean she's moaning. Just because you are, don't make it good for both of you. All right, so
That sounded a little rough.
So we've had very little American tennis player. I'm going to sound like a nationalist. If Ohtani could speak English, maybe he'd be more of a household name.
Stephen A. got suspended for that.
It's not. Look, man. It's okay to admit that I would watch more tennis if Americans kicked ass more often. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm a passer-buyer fan. You know, you got to give me a reason.
Sure.
The same thing I said with hockey. Give me a reason.
Absolutely. And usually, like tennis these days, it's like, well, I need an incentive to watch it. I'm still aware. I don't watch it nearly like I used to, mostly because they're all a bunch of nasty Russians.
I'm rooting for one right now.
Just like
because you're a degenerate.
Because you're betting money.
You're
on
a degenerate.
Something. Who you got money
Who
on?
bets on Wimbledon.
Sergey Bulzgadaya.
No, I've got money on Sabalenka.
Stop doing that.
And
Killing
she's up the game.
Oh,
We're up 2-1
betting
now.
on women's tennis over here. He's watching it in real time. I've completely lost track of the women's game since Serena retired.
Yeah,
see,
same.
Serena kept my fandom of women's tennis
I pay attention
strong.
to Coco.
She just won the French Open.
Yeah,
absolutely. She's on the cover of the Wheaties box I got on my fridge right now. She won the French Open. Flamed out at Wimbledon on occasion.
You're a werewolf. That's tree bark.
I know.
I was about to say the same thing. Isn't that like the worst cereal?
Mike is taking his health to a whole nother
grain,
level.
Man.
He's taking his health to a whole other level.
Hey, Coco Gauff eats it. I can eat it.
Her face is on it.
Good enough for Coco.
No, but Ben, yeah, man, I just like, okay, dating Dennis Rodman's daughter, family's there, good-looking kid.
Yeah.
Football background.
Played quarterbacker.
Maybe looks about 15, 25% black. I'm in.
Florida.
He's kind of black.
I'm in.
Hater.
Rudy's such a racist. Like I said, Serena, Coco, Ben Shelton. Never like,
hey, tennis just wants you watching. They don't care why. They just want you watching.
Yeah.
No, so Ben Shelton is not.
He's only going to the quarters.
And
we'll see what
Andy,
he got to win it.
I thought Andy Roddick was going to save my tennis fandom. He did win a U.S. Open. He lost twice in the U.S. Open final to Federer.
He's from here.
Austin kid.
Yeah, okay.
He lost twice in the finals to Roger Federer, who was way better than he was. He won a U.S. Open. But since Andy Roddick, there's not really been any incentive for you to watch if you're out there looking for the next great American star.
Right.
Fritz is really good too. Who should get his flowers because he's been to a couple of quarterfinals.
Is he black?
No, he's not black,
Okay.
which is why Rudy don't know who he is.
I don't know
That's
him.
fine.
No, we haven't had an American male
Yeah.
win the Wimbledon since when?
Don't tell me. The last American to win Wimbledon.
Male,
yeah. Because I was going to say, for about 10 years, I watched women's tennis exclusively because of Serena.
Yeah, it was better too.
Give me a second. Last man, I should know this right off the top of my head.
Last American male to win.
Surely
Wimbledon.
it's not Agassi.
Close.
Wow. Is it
Who's
Sampras?
Yes.
Wow. He's been retired 20 years.
2000.
Oh, my
So we
God.
haven't
25 years.
We haven't had a American male win Wimbledon in 25 years.
Damn.
Then that's still more recent than the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That felt like a joke set up for all that.
Yeah, all that was just so we could talk Cowboys. That's a great segue into running backs talk. No.
All right, that's enough tennis.
No. I'm excited for Ben.
And Fritz. Is it Fritz? I'm excited for an American.
I
I'll roll with him.
I'm
going to roll with him.
I've been a couple of other kids in the last 15 years that I thought maybe this kid can do it, and it just didn't work for whatever reason. But Ben Shelton, I believe, has a legit chance to break through. Now, so he's only 21, 22-year-old kid, won a natty, SEC, Florida Gator.
He did?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Won the NCAA title.
It's hot.
And He's a really, really good player. He plays Yannick Sinner, the world's #1 player next. So I don't know that he's going to beat Sinner, but I think in the next 2 to 3 to 4 years, I think Ben will break through and win some majors. I'm not saying on a Pete Sampras like level, but I think Ben Shelton. I think Ben Shelton has what it takes to win more majors than Andy Roddick did.
Right. And Zoe Francis is right. I thought, and I was rooting for this guy too, Zoe Tiafo. I thought he was going to break through, but got really popular. LeBron, everybody started loving him. He started hanging out. Like, you know, it's hard to stay focused once you start making some money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's not focused. I'm not saying he doesn't work his ass off. I'm just saying I thought so too, Zoe. Great take. I was like, okay, maybe we got something here. Not so much. He keeps shit in the bed, as Zoe Francis said.
Speaking of running backs, I am segueing into I was looking to segue into Cowboy talk.
I was talking tennis.
Well, really gets NFL running backs talk. So I don't know how much cred you give these, but every year around this time, ESPN releases its poll because they go and anonymously talk to every GM, club executives, and coaches. Coaches anonymously take this who's the best guy at each position poll.
I love those.
Have you seen the running backs one?
No.
So, and this is not ESPN writers. This is
so how many
NFL
do you have
guys.
there? Because I want to try to guess the top 5.
I've got top 10 plus notables, like 11 through 15 even. Don't be cheating.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay, obviously number 1 is Saquon.
You're right.
Number 2, even though he's gotten up there in age, he's still a problem.
You already got it.
Derrick Henry.
Yes, they got him at 2. Now, this is NFL executives and coaches.
At 3, even though, because these executives, because they love this dude, and I love him too, even though he can't stay healthy to save his life, do they have McCaffrey at 3?
They got McCaffrey at 5.
Okay.
When healthy, he's still top 5.
When healthy,
we'll see about that this season. I think he's about to start that decline.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 3's a young kid. So's 4.
I think I've got it.
I'll give
Who
you
got, Jose?
3
I got
only been
1
in the
and 2,
league.
you got Jose.
3 only been in the league 2 years.
Bijan.
4 has only been in the league 1 year.
Bijan Robinson?
Yeah.
Bijan is 4.
So 3?
I can give it to you.
Get the kid from Detroit?
Yep. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs is 3.
Who I thought
Bijan
I
4.
remember when those 2 guys were coming out, I took some shit because I said I think Gibbs could be better than Bijan, and San Antonio lost their shit. No, Rudy, you just hate UT, blah blah blah. I'm just like, no, I mean he did play at Alabama. I mean, it's
and
not like
kicked a bunch of ass when he did.
Yeah, Gibbs is a dog. But even though, you know what, it's crazy that they have him there though, Mike, only because he split so much time with David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of shocked that they have him there.
Well, and again, we'll see what the Lions do when payday shows up.
Right.
Now can't pay both of them.
I want to see what the Lions going to do without Ben Johnson.
Same. They lost and Aaron Glenn, their defensive coordinator.
They made us start talking nice about. Oh yeah, that's right. They made us start talking nice about Jared Goff. Ben Johnson.
I know. How about that? Miracle.
Yeah.
All right, so McCaffrey's 5. 6 is Josh Jacobs, the Packer.
Ugh.
Not crazy about him. Go ahead.
7 is Jonathan Taylor, the Colt, who was hurt all year last year.
I'm down with Jonathan Taylor.
8, Jimmy Cook from Buffalo, James Cook.
Isn't that Dalvin's little brother?
Yes.
Yeah. 9 is Joe Mixon, Texans.
Bad person.
Bad person.
Bad guy.
Oh, that's an
What's
Oklahoma.
that?
He's Oklahoma State.
Oh,
Punches women, gets redshirted
that
for
was
bad guy.
That was one time, man.
Many
many years ago. 10. They still have Alvin Kamara.
Okay, so let me give Mike Taylor some flowers here. 5 through 10 tells you, including McCaffrey. 5 through 10 tells you that we're reaching for straws. Those guys are good. They're serviceable.
Yep.
But none of them are great.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just like, it comes back to Mike's argument for the last 15 years here in this town. They just don't matter much unless they're otherworldly, like Saquon.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Because you heard Bookie's voice after McCaffrey, he was like, whoa,
Right.
Kamara, really?
Yeah, it's guys I don't want leading.
Yeah,
my
like
fantasy team.
it's like no, that 5 through 10 was brutal.
Yeah.
Now the top 10 wide receivers is going to be a good argument
Mhm.
because there's a lot of great
Sure.
wide receivers.
Yeah,
Right.
every single one.
There's a lot of good running backs. You just don't need them.
Right.
They're interchangeable.
Right.
And you don't need to be spending a lot of money on them unless you're Philly and you have everything but a good running back. And
if you have no
we could
other
just
holes,
get a
right.
decent running back, we're going to win the title. And that's exactly how that played out.
Right.
I don't blame the Giants for not paying him
Because they had too many other holes.
because you don't have shit around him.
We made fun of them, but that was the right thing to do.
Correct.
I am a huge fan of not paying guys just because, you have to. Like, you
No,
don't
you
have
don't.
to give Paolo Banchero $57 million
No, you
a
don't.
year. You don't have to.
No, you don't have to give De'Aaron Fox $289.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
You don't have to.
I get why
you
the
don't
Giants,
have to re-sign Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
You don't.
I totally get why the Giants didn't. They have like 30 other holes.
Yeah.
Right.
Then they'd have Saquon and
And
he'd
be
had-
5 and
and
11,
he
5 and
had-
12.
He'd had 900 yards. He would have gotten destroyed and annihilated with no blocking and no quarterback play, and he would have missed 4 games.
Totally understood
Yeah.
that.
And I get why the Eagles did it.
Right.
Honorable mentions. Bucky Irving of Tampa had a good breakout year last year. Aaron Jones Sr. of the Vikings.
Mm.
The former Aggie Devon Achane, Miami Dolphins. Brees Hall of your Jets.
I was about to say, there's going to be a lot of angry. I was say a lot of just me that Brees Hall.
James Conner of the Cardinals.
I like him, actually. He's a bruiser. I like me some James Conner.
Also receiving votes. Kyron Williams of the Rams. David Montgomery of the Lions. Brian Robinson of the Commanders.
I love me some Brian Robinson.
Chuba Hubbard of the Panthers. DeAndre Swift of your Bears.
He sucks.
Yeah, he does.
Kenneth Walker III of Seattle.
You know what? I thought he should be higher.
He definitely should be higher. Yeah.
He should be higher. I like him. He's a dog.
I just gave you 22 names,
And I only want 6 of them.
none of which play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Shit. This is my man. That's how you do a show. That's how you bring it back to what matters.
So here's my early pre-training camp knee-jerk on the Cowboy running back situation. It's nowhere near as bad as the trash that they ran out there last season and tried to act like, oh, we're all in. Remember, we were all in last year with Zeke.
Yeah.
We're all in with Zeke Elliott. And I didn't blame them for not paying Tony Pollard what Tennessee paid him. And he was just all right last year in Tennessee.
I have a feeling Jaden's going to be in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I don't disagree. I think
believe
the
in
Cowboys
Jaden
have
Blue.
finally figured it out. Of course, they're always the last fucking team in the league to
Yeah.
figure it out. Oh, yeah,
I
we don't
like
have to pay. We don't give Zeke Elliott. You don't take a running back 6th overall. You don't pay him $50 million
There was
because he
3
hurt our
years they
feelings and
looked
went
like
to Mexico
geniuses.
for 3 years and
For
won
3
exactly jack shit.
But I believe in Jaden. So, see, it's not always negative here. I think Jaden will be in the running because I believe in that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Because of receivers, you have to respect them.
Yeah.
I think Jaden has a really, really good year.
And I think that in spurts, not like it used to be, I still think Miles Sanders has something in the tank.
With somebody else, he does.
Like a young kid like Jaden
not the
Blue.
Panthers with that dumpster fire.
No.
I get why he went. He went to get his money.
Right.
But you saw with Philly, they went to Super Bowls with him.
Right. And if that Tyler Guyton don't get his ass in order out there at left tackle, it don't matter anyway.
You don't like him?
Don't love him. Didn't have a great year. And if that damn right tackle from Cibolo, Terrence Steele, who got paid and had a bad season.
Yeah, Cibolo.
If he don't get his
Cibolo's
shit turned around.
He's Cibolo when he's having a bad year. He's San Antonio when he's having a good year.
And you got a 34-year-old quarterback with no legs.
No,
So-
Dak is in the best shape of his life. Have you seen him?
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. Best shape.
I'm trying to do a positive Cowboys thing. Dak has abs. He's quicker.
Okay.
He's getting the ball out quicker. He has another
Okay.
target. He had a real running game.
Changes diapers real fast.
Dak ain't changing no diapers. Rich guys don't change diapers.
She just had her sex.
Like rich guys get to tell their girls, "Hey, if you want this baby, that's cool. But I got shit to do.
I mean, so I'll say this about the Cowboys running backs. That's why I married a Mexican. You're supposed to do all that.
I've never given my girls a bath.
Are you serious?
Wife don't allow it.
Wow. That's woman's work in your house?
That's woman's
She
work,
just
I
takes
guess.
on the
Wow.
So that's the only good thing about being a girl dad. Because if I had a boy, we probably both have been doing it. But I got a 17-year-old that I never gave a bath, and I got a 6-year-old that I've never given a bath.
Wow, man.
So shout out to wifey.
Dude, bath time. I had twins.
You had to help.
Dude. When it was my turn, we took turns on bath night.
Y'all were doing both at the same time when it was your time? You had to do them both at the same time?
Yeah.
I couldn't do one.
Dude, I knew to put on a busted T-shirt because it was going to get soaked.
And it's Daddy.
Floor was fucking soaked. Even though I'm in there with him, it's
Yeah.
we've got the bubbles. Anyway, golly, you brought back. I'm start twitching. You brought back bad
Ain't you
memories.
happy your kids are like,
Yes.
self-sufficient?
Yes.
And it feels, because I got a couple friends that have little ones, like little, and I'm like, I don't miss that shit.
No, I would rather give baths than wipe shitty asses, though.
Yeah,
I don't
for
miss
sure.
changing the diapers. That was way worse.
Shitty ass.
So the Cowboys running back
Oh, yeah.
was a shitty ass dirty diaper last year.
By the way, Nuck Fico, who I know is a ray of positivity, saying Blue was the third string running back going into the Longhorn season
I don't
last
care.
year.
Doesn't matter. They also have 3 future NFL runners, and Blue got hurt early too, so he got set
Yeah.
back. We'll see what happens with him this year. Again, they were a shitty diaper last year. I'm not saying that they're
This year might be just a pissy diaper.
maybe just a pissy diaper. And what it shows me is maybe they haven't figured out how to bring in the right guys, but they finally figured out that you can't just run dipshits out there either.
No.
They went from overpaying their running backs to we don't need any. I've never said that.
Yeah.
You still need them. I'm just saying you can find them. They're prevalent, and you don't have to pay them so much.
Again,
unless you're Philadelphia, and that's all you need.
There's 32 quarterbacks. 25 of them need a running game. And in that 25 is Dak Prescott.
Right in the middle of that.
He needs one.
Right
Not
in the
every-
middle of that.
I hate when people say, well, the Chiefs don't have a running back. They have possibly the GOAT, you idiot.
Ethel Wolf 98's got your back. Lucky you, Rudy. I have 2 under 2. Ain't no way I'm not helping my wife. She would kill me.
This isn't me being the male chauvinist. Like, I ain't doing it. That's my wife. Like, I got it. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it. That's not me.
She told
Well, now
you.
that they all do it on their own. My 6-year-old, she showers on her own. But I'm talking
Wow.
about when they were little,
Mm-hmm.
she just did it. That was just her thing. She's like, no, I got it. I got it.
Jose
She's
didn't
old
know how to
school.
wipe his own penis till he was 11, probably.
Well, I mean, circumcision.
But see, my wife grew up in a house where her brothers didn't have to clean. The brothers didn't have to do nothing. It was all the mom and the 2 sisters. So she grew up that way.
Yeah.
respect.
Now, I'd have to do the dishes. I got to do chores and shit,
Uh-huh.
but baths, no.
Oh, yeah. No, there's still things that, like, I still believe in. Every couple has their own.
Like, yeah,
They do
like
what they do.
my wife would not touch the trash. Like,
Ah,
that's one thing. Like, that's mine.
Yeah.
obviously. That's
yeah,
standard, though,
you
right?
You handle the cars, probably.
right.
Yeah. If
Yeah, I
y'all,
have to wash
if
the
y'all stop
cars.
and get gas, you're doing it.
I'm normally take her car and go get gas.
Oh, okay.
So
See,
she don't have to
there you
stop.
go. That's what. Yeah.
So I got
Hey,
my jobs. Damn,
right,
don't make me have to be this.
No. To every couple, to each their own as a
Right.
couple. But I am not one of these. We shouldn't have any sort of. There's no set gender roles.
Yeah.
I'm not like that at all.
No,
No, I'm
yeah.
not, and most women are not like that either.
No, they're
No
not.
matter how much you Gen Zers want to pretend it doesn't exist, it
Right.
does. It absolutely
does,
does. There are things that a woman feels more compelled to do, and a lot of women feel more compelled to do more of the child stuff.
Yeah.
They feel compelled.
Right. It ain't
I don't
me.
bother
yeah.
me. I can
Yeah,
help
I'll
all
help out
day.
if you tell me to do it. I do it.
Correct. There's a reason why they come in and say, "Damn, Rudy, how long you been living alone? You need a woman's touch in here."
Right.
That's not sexist.
There's
There's a reason why that saying exists.
Right.
Damn right. Oh wait, you're supposed to wipe the blinds too? I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh damn! If you light a candle, it makes your house smell good. See,
You
that's
ever
shit,
clean- you
my
ever-
dumb ass don't
yeah.
think about that.
You ever clean the house with somebody that comes and cleans the shit you just cleaned? Now, see, my wife does that. That drives me crazy. I'm like, yo, then you could have just did it. That now
first
me and her
time-
get into it about it because I'll do my little section of the house.
Yeah.
And then she'll come right behind me. I was like, yo, I did that. She's like, yeah, but you didn't. I'm like, well, then you just do it.
The first time
I'm going upstairs.
I had someone come and clean my house, I'm like, God damn.
You didn't know how you were supposed to clean
I didn't know you're supposed to clean that too. Wait, there's hair behind the commode seat. I'll be goddamn. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, I felt like I was in a 5-star hotel. That's
Right.
my own bathroom.
Right.
I'll be damn. Like, when's the last time you cleaned like the soap scum in your tub?
Well, only because I've got a cleaning company. I kind of know.
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
supposed to do.
That's true. Yeah, but you don't clean showers. And
I don't
stuff.
do the bathrooms. Bathrooms are my
Okay.
wife.
Okay.
Because not because I won't do it. She don't think I do it good enough. So she's like, I got it. Leave.
Yeah, and a smart man just lets that be the case.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
you're
like,
right.
hey,
Damn, baby, I just don't know what I'm doing. Oh, crap.
I
I
got
guess you
You
better
got
do it.
You got it, love.
All right. It is.
And
in
I'll
the
be
building.
working. Shit.
Yeah.
I'll be working.
Yeah, I'm out here taking these
I'm
chances.
out here. I'm out
I'll
here
be
taking
working.
them
I'm
risks,
way.
Somebody got to make the eggs.
That's right. Hey, if somebody breaks in at night while we're in bed, she ain't gonna go see about it.
No.
I'm gonna go see about it.
When I had a bat invasion,
What?
yeah, I had a bat invasion through my chimney. And you never,
Damn.
there's nothing that scare you more. Keep in mind on a fireplace door, it's about like this. And to see 3 bats get through it
Ooh.
and start flying around the house, my daughter and my wife took off upstairs. I'm like, yo, help me. We're not coming down there. So I'm in the
Daddy
house
takes
chasing
care of
3
that.
bats.
Mhm.
Around
I
the
would have
house.
loved to have seen this,
Bro,
Holy shit.
I was shitting bricks myself.
No, that's the bat's house at that point.
Yeah.
That's their house. They own
Hey.
the house.
If we're on a cruise ship and it's going down, they don't let the men go
They don't
first.
Let the men go first.
So we all got our thing.
Exactly.
So clean the toilet, bitch. I'm kidding. Not the cruise ship part, but
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. It is in the building, presented in part by Sammy's Embroidery, the official embroidery company of In the Building. Sammy, since 1994, when he first posted up there on San Pedro, been there ever since, same building, was hoping just to make something work. And look what this man has turned into. This is the gold standard in South Texas, really, when it comes to embroidering your stuff. Whether you have a company, if we ever quit being cheap, get some swag for our show, we're going to Sammy's. Nina's company, when they needed work shirts for everybody, they went to Sammy's. San Antonio ISD, Northside ISD, Alamo Heights ISD, whoever, pick one. School districts, the cops, the sheriff's department, the fire people, businesses, individuals. Sammy's Embroidery is who we go to in San Antonio, Texas. Call Sam, 210-824-3900. Half the time, he answers the phone himself.
True.
210-824-3900. 9 times out of 10, he's the one sitting in there waiting on you.
Yeah.
That man is never not in that room. There's a reason
The 3
he's been
times
a
I've been,
boss.
He's been there.
He's a stud. Sammy's Embroidery is our guy. Look up Sammy's website, samsembroidery.com. It is samsembroidery.com. All right, y'all ready to get a little violent up in here?
Why not?
Let's get a little violent in here on In the Building on Love You Hard TV.
It's time for People I Want to Punch on In the Building.
Lou Diamond Phillips is another one. Grew up in Corpus Christi area.
Who
Nice.
the fuck is that? Blue Diamond.
Would you like to go for? I'm not. Rudy, you want to go
Fight
first?
through it.
You want to go first?
Yeah, what, punching? After I punch Jose for saying that out loud?
Mhm.
I want to punch Carnival Cruises.
All of it?
All of it. So, first of all, cruises are a little
I know
overrated.
where you're going.
First of all, cruises are a little overrated, but if you've seen, I mean, if you've had a pulse or if you're on social media at all, you've seen Carnival Cruises have gotten a little urbanified. And looks like a great time.
Yeah.
Looks like a great time.
Yeah,
And,
Color Me Bad's going to do a concert on Wednesday at 7 down in the mess hall.
And it's been colorful on a lot of Carnival Cruises as of late. So Carnival said, you know what? We appreciate y'all getting us out of the red. Ever since the Poop Cruise came out on Netflix.
Ooh, I
numbers
watched
have been-
that.
I did too.
Oh.
Ever since the Poop Cruises came out, the numbers been down. We appreciate you black folks helping us get us out the red, but we're gonna take away some of the stuff that y'all enjoy doing on the cruise, and maybe this will deter y'all from coming on the cruise and turning that bitch out.
You think that the community was signaled out here?
Oh yes.
Oh.
So amongst black women, there's become this thing for this certain song. It's called Boots on the Ground. And when Boots on the Ground comes on, a bunch of black women pull out these fans they have, and they snap them, and they pop them when they're dancing.
I'm out of touch.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck any of this is.
Yeah. I know y'all are. Now, let me take over this segment. Tell y'all a little bit about
Black
culture.
Utainment News with
Yeah,
Rudy
so
J.
I first saw these fans about 3 years ago at my family reunion. It was the host family, and we sitting around and the dance floor comes, and the host family, they bring out these fans, and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? What are these fans?
Like little
like
Asian.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah. So it's taking on a life of its own. If you
Okay.
go to a black event, the sisters gonna have fans, and then when that song comes on, they hitting the dance floor with them, and it's got
All right.
where them fans.
That's cool.
No, it's annoying.
Oh.
But so Carnival Cruises has said handheld fans and beverages.
Handheld fans. We know who's got the
Come
handheld
on, dog.
fans. Oh my god.
For safety reasons, handheld fans are not permitted in the nightclub or on any dance floor. In addition, beverages are not allowed on any dance floor. Now,
Carnival says they're just rebranding. No fans. Come on, man.
the underworld is saying Carnival has also gone as far as to tell their DJs, keep it to a minimum on the hip hop.
Are you serious?
They haven't. The Carnival never said that out loud.
Okay.
Now, the one that I am down with is the blue speaker. Now, this is my thing. Like, I'm all about a good time, and for me, vacation means music and drinks and having a good time.
Where's our
But
music go, Jose?
Yeah, but I don't want to disturb anybody else's peace, or even if I'm having a cigar. Like, if I'm having a cigar and there's people not smoking, I will go away from them. Like, my peace shouldn't disturb your peace. Like, if you don't smoke, I don't want to. Even when we're outside smoking, when I'm outside smoking my cigar,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'll stand downwind of you.
Right.
So with Bluetooth speakers, like, everybody's not on the vacation for the same reasons. I'm there to party. Jose may be there to relax and not hear a damn thing. So another thing Carnival's done said, hey, if you're going to listen to your music, you got to listen with headphones. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
That goes for everybody. Now, me, you put your Bluetooth speaker next to me. I don't care. I don't give a shit if it's country, rock, whatever. We got some tunes.
Okay.
But I'm okay with the blue speaker band because, again,
Yeah.
you can't disturb it. Everybody don't want to
No.
hear that. No, I'm not even talking about a certain music. I'm talking about just period.
And that ain't just black people.
Yeah.
We have an epidemic of assholes listening to their music and they're
Yeah.
talking on the phone with a speaker on. Pisses me
Yeah.
off.
So yeah, but when they said they're banning handheld fans and no drinks on the floor, there's only one group of folks
Yeah.
with fans and drinks on the dance.
All right. This is from Black Enterprise.
It's funny.
Hey, I go to the source. Among the new policies is a zero tolerance stance on marijuana, even if it's legal in a passenger's home state, because cruise ships fall under U.S. federal maritime law.
Yeah,
All
they've had a
cannabis
problem with
products are
smoke.
banned.
And just like that, I'm never going on a cruise.
You can't go 7 days without
Just,
smoking.
just like that, I'm out.
They've also banned DJs from playing the wobble.
Yeah, no wobble. They don't want no line dance.
I wonder-
Out there with their fan, do the
now,
wobble
hold on,
wobble,
I'll say
do the
this.
wobble wobble.
The wobble,
The wobble.
is universal. You'll see the old white women doing the wobble.
Well, why are we banning the wobble?
I don't
Old
know.
women love that shit.
I don't know, man.
Okay, that's weird.
But the fans and the drinks, like, wait a minute. Well, then, like Marcus Calhoun says he was in New Orleans, and every other song they were playing Boots on the Ground. Great song, but highly overplayed.
All right, it says, while Carnival cited safety concerns over the loud clacking sound the fans make.
What?
That's such bullshit. Originally popularized by the viral Boots on the Ground Where Them Fans At line dance by 803 Fresh. Come on. That's pretty signaled out, man.
Yeah, Carnival
Golly.
cruise is tough.
Carnival's like, yo, they just went out. They, like, again, you could have just said, hey, man, We appreciate y'all's help, sisters.
They're going to get the Hennessy off the shelf in the
I
bars.
know.
No more Purple Passion.
I know for a fact there's a lot of bars across every town that don't let you play hip hop. So I get that part of it. It's just like you.
The wobble's an ass whip. But it's innocent.
I do not
All
wobble.
old women like to wobble. It's the one time they dance a
it's
year
the one, like
at a wedding.
My 90-something-year-old aunt.
That's hilarious.
She gets every family reunion. She does the wobble. They banned the wobble from Carnival Cruises. Y'all shouldn't be trying to get any bad pub after the poop cruise.
Oh shit.
Was that Carnival or was that Royal Caribbean?
It's all the same.
No,
No, it's not. I did the Disney cruise.
That's all the same too in my head.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm punching Carnival Cruises.
That's a real good one. That's a good one. All right, I want to punch the athletic director and the soccer coach and the principal at Central Catholic High School just one more time.
What happened now?
Well, the hazing thing, man. I mean, clearly they have allowed some shit to go down in that school. For those that don't know, Central Catholic, now they're facing a massive lawsuit.
Saw that.
After a kid was allegedly not just violently abused, but sexually abused in the locker room area repeatedly at Central Catholic. And there was this major complaint. Central Catholic, and they did step up, and they expelled the kid, wouldn't let a couple go to graduation, this kind of thing. And they were hoping that would be enough. But now the kid's family, they have filed a massive lawsuit against the school. The principal, everybody involved, board members over there at Central Catholic. Something went on that was way too much. This was not kids being kids. We didn't know about it. Y'all should have known about it. This shit happened repeatedly on your campus, on your watch.
Right.
I mean, it's almost to the point now where, I mean, if you read the details of this kid's alleged complaints, if half this stuff went on, you have to consider not having soccer for a season, which sucks and is not fair to the other guys on the team.
And it's borderline criminal.
Well, for sure. There almost should be some charges. Certainly negligence. I don't see how the athletic director returns. I just don't see how that happens. So the Express News over the weekend, our local paper here in San Antonio, basically did a fluff piece on Central Catholic. And it was basically a historical long piece.
Look at all the great things they've done.
Look how great Central Catholic has been. Central Catholic has put out more politicians than just about any other school in the state of Texas. It is a very old school, all boys Catholic school, but it is known for its social network. It is known for its alums go on to basically run the city. So many of our leaders, our politicians, our CEOs, our board members are Central Catholic grads.
Right.
And these guys all have a very tight social network. Part of the reason why parents want not everybody, but a lot of the times parents want their sons to go to Central Catholic, not because it's a good school,
but
it's
once
because
you're done,
you're going to meet people.
Yeah. Connections.
You're going to meet people if you stay in the city that you'll have connections, this kind of thing. And that's fine. That's fine. You want to talk about how great their history is, Henry Cisneros and all these other CEOs and big-time senators and all these kind of things. That's great. So if you're such a prestigious school that produces many of our leaders in our community, then y'all need to act like community leaders over there and do the right thing and maybe not have the athletic director back. Sorry, and I'm not I hate cancel culture. I hate that phrase. I'm not Mr. Fire everybody and ruin folks' life. I hate that shit. But if half the stuff I've read is true that they allowed to go on over there or was going on and they didn't know about it, then at the very least, you don't know what you're doing when it comes to watching your kids.
Right.
They're getting away with it's fucking Lord of the Flies in your locker rooms and you don't know about it. You should be punished just on that.
Right.
Much less if I find out you knew about it and swept it under the rug.
Oh, boys
just
being boys. They've been doing that since 87.
Right. I learned this about our city when I moved here. It didn't take long either. San Antonio is such it's hard to, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, born and raised. Lived a lot of other places. I've been to San Antonio since 2007.
Mm-hmm.
But like Fort Worth, there's good old boy networks, but
Sure.
it's based on where you went to college.
Sure.
I mean, there's a swath of Aggies in Fort Worth, Dallas that run shit. There's a big swath of Longhorn grads that run shit. A lot of TCU grads have a lot of power and
pull, right.
a lot of pull. And if you're a frog or you pledge to this particular fraternity at TCU, and there's a guy that maybe he's the GM of some company, he's gonna hire the TCU kid. That's the way it goes, and that's the way it is everywhere. You build part of the reason you go to college, and especially now, ain't just getting that overrated ass education. It's meeting future friends.
Right.
It's being able to tell people in the future, I went to college here, and that helps you. In this city, it is about where you went to high school. And so it's like a lot of these kids at Central Catholic, 90% of them go to college, but they're not. The network that they thrive off of here in the city is not about where they went to university. It's about going to Central Catholic. Right. It's a very unique thing to this city in that this old school mentality that just goes back to where you went to secondary high school. So that's
totally
fine.
Agree with that.
That's fine.
Harlandale comes to mind. Harlandale sticks together like no. Like I'm talking about the guys from the 70s all the way to the guys from 2025. They still all get together. It's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. Like we know a bunch of guys. Like I know some guys that went to MacArthur, and they've stayed best friends since they were 15 years old and they're in their 50s.
Yeah,
that's weird to me. I think it's weird. Like I mean, I talked to one person that I went to high school with still. And it's not even that often. It's my best friend,
Rudy. I don't talk to him. I got
a couple of dudes on Facebook. Yeah, I'll see them across my timeline on occasion, but we don't talk. I don't know them.
Right.
You know? I think that's strange.
Yeah.
But that's the way we are as a city.
For sure.
We ask, when you what's your name? Oh, my name's Dave. What's your name? Mom, my name's Mike. Oh, where'd you go to high school? That's like not where you went to college. In this city, it's where'd you go to high school? Because now I can like size you up.
Yeah.
I can start judging you based on, okay, you went
from over there.
Oh, you went to
y'all had Central AC.
Right. Yeah,
we had window units.
We're very old school in that way. And Central Catholic embodies that culture. Yeah. And that's fine. I'm not complaining about that. It's very interesting. It's very strange to me as a guy not born here.
But if you're going to do the fluff piece, you got to, at the end, at least say, but this is unacceptable.
They mentioned what was going on, but it was basically, it was something you would like go to centralcatholic.com, like a recruiting paper.
Yeah.
Probably because half the people that run the newspaper probably went to Central Catholic. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Central Catholic. I will say this. If you're such a fine pillar of the community and your job at Central Catholic is to produce tomorrow's leaders of men, then prove it. And do the right thing, and shit can everybody that was involved with soccer and athletics this past year over at Central Catholic, because it looks like that deserves to be the case. Orlando Kell, he's a grad of UT Law. Now that's something to brag about. I went to UT Law. You know how hard it is to get UT Law, much less get out of there and with a degree. Orlando Kell, humble guy. We'll talk him up though because he deserves it. He's the official family lawyer in the building for almost 27 years. He's practiced family law in and around San Antonio and the greater South Central Texas area. It is Orlando Kell, brings us people I want to punch. If you need a family lawyer, our guy is Orlando. Don't punch your future ex-wife in the face. That's not going to help you in court. It's going to hurt you in court. Punch her on paper. Let Orlando do it for you. 210-775-4995 or email him directly, orlandokell.law@gmail.com. Orlando Kell Law. @gmail.com.
They call us the Central Catholic Mafia, according to Dustin.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
About right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, watch out. You might get a broomstick in the butt.
Not because they're criminals, or you're going to get a broomstick in the butt.
I don't know. I don't know, Central Catholic.
The Buttons. One of my good buddies, Hef. You've met Hef probably.
Of course.
Hef lives in Florida now. He went to Central Catholic. I ain't bagging on Central Catholic. But I'll say it one more time. If y'all are this upstanding, fine, private, all boys institution, we produce leaders and tomorrow's community pillars, show the example yourself. Show the kids that you pretend that that's what you're doing with or portend to say that's what you're doing. Prove it. Do the right thing. this lawsuit is, I mean, I get if half of it's true, it's sick.
Yeah,
At the very
they'll
least.
settle out of court. They got long money.
All right, Jake Paul says he is going. Y'all know who Piers Morgan is?
Yes.
Of course.
The British
Yeah.
newsman. So Piers Morgan went on his show and called bullshit on the Chavez fight and said it was clearly rigged, clearly a dive. Chavez needed the money, and Jake Paul just seeks the fame and fortune.
Jake said he's going to start suing everybody that says that.
Jake's lawyer said this morning they're about to file a lawsuit against Piers Morgan.
For defamation?
Okay, then do it. If the fight wasn't fixed, spend the money and sue his ass.
It's crazy. I mean, all seriousness aside, didn't Chavez have a run-in with immigration?
He's been detained by ICE right after the fight.
Crazy, dude.
Funny enough, you don't think gambling's important? They knew they were going to get him. They didn't get him before the fight. They went ahead and let him fight so all the gamblers could get their money. And then they arrested his ass when the fight was over, which is such bullshit by ICE.
Yeah.
Fuck ICE, man. I've tried. Look, I'm an American. I don't want a bunch of criminals in this country. But this ICE thing, they have just gotten completely. This is out of control. It is bullshit. It is a witch hunt. It is fucking bullshit. They've taken a good. They tried to do good, and they've completely overcorrected like we do everything else.
I saw one dude, the comedian, say, so they didn't wear our masks when they picked up Chapo, but when you picking up Jose from work, you got on a mask.
Or Jose's mother,
yeah, it's bullshit.
Who's making tamales at a restaurant, busting her ass.
Bullshit, dude.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You ain't just going out for the criminals. And you knew Chavez Jr. was going to get deported. Y'all knew that, but you went ahead and let him fight first. Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
They're also liars. Yeah.
Sorry for all the cussing, but ICE has become. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. It's absolute bullshit, and it's going to hurt their cause, and it's going to lead to more criminals that shouldn't be in this country staying here because the community turning on ICE because of their overcorrection and their over-the-top bullshit. Now, that being said, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he got a lot of ties to the Sinaloa cartel.
Does he?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Matter of fact, the president of Mexico, what's her name, Scheinbaum?
Who sent people to the hill country, by the way, even at all the bullshit going on.
Who, the Mexican government?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There are federales from Mexico up here helping.
Shout out to them.
Claudia Scheinbaum is her name. She has already come out and said that Chavez, she hopes he goes to prison.
She said that?
Yeah, he's got prison time waiting on him. He's been over here in America for a while. And, of course, his daddy's defending him. Of course we know cartel members. We're the Chavezes. We're from Tijuana. I mean, yes, we're going to have – that doesn't mean we're working with them. So Chavez Jr., there was a lot of alleged things out there about him literally helping the cartel run dope, which is like, why would you do that? Your dad's Julio Cesar Chavez. You don't have to run drugs. What the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
You just maybe a douche. And so he's been detained – and I guess they're getting ready to send his ass back to Mexico. Why work with the cartel? You're Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We got a couple of real boxing fights coming up.
Can't wait till September.
Dude, Canelo versus Crawford.
I don't know, man. I'll be pulling for Crawford. I'm going to stay with the home team, but I don't know how he's supposed to hurt Canelo.
Is Crawford favored?
I wouldn't think so because Crawford's going up.
I bet
Crawford's
it's close.
going up like 2-3 weight classes.
You bet on boxing, Jose? I'm assuming you do.
Of course he does.
Yeah, I'll bet on anything.
Jose bets
I'll
on
bet on anything.
Yeah, if I have an edge on it, I'll bet it. I can't wait to go to Mexico one day and get into a cockfighting ring. Oh, my God. That's one of my white whale things I want to do.
Oh, jeez.
If I'm being honest.
Okay. Good luck for that. Let us know how it goes from the prison. You get what you want to get.
No, I hope they let your ass back.
It wouldn't shock me at all if we find out that this fight was fixed, because it's Jake Paul. I respect his toughness, and he's a decent fighter. Ain't like he's fought Canelo Alvarez, though. No. He fights former basketball players and 55-year-old Mike Tyson and Julio Cesar Chavez's kid.
Right.
You know, so it wouldn't shock me to find out it was rigged. But at least we got real boxing. Say what you want about Manny Pacquiao and whether or not he should be coming back. He's fighting our very own Love You Hard Television's own Mario Barrios in about 10 days on the 19th or whatever. Yeah. And then we got the Crawford Canelo fight in September. So we have real boxing matches coming up. This Jake Paul shit, I had no interest in this last one.
I didn't watch not 1 second.
Not 1 second. I had no interest.
Chavez Jr. ain't his daddy. Now we've known that for
10, 15 years.
Yeah,
zero interest. All right. Show brought to you in part by Texas Cheer Liquor.
What up,
the official
AD?
liquor store. They've in the building. AD, who just checked in earlier, said his roof is looking great. 7 locations in and around San Antonio, Texas. Redbird Ranch, Lucky Ranch, Bernie, Bulverde and Evans, Braun Point, Military Crossing, and Culebra Commons from I-90 to Bernie. 7 area locations. Texas Cheer Liquor.
June special still rolling for
all
now.
of them have one thing in common.
What's that?
5% off when you mention in the building. Mention in the building, get 5% off. All June specials still rolled over.
June specials
Very
rolled
nice.
over until we can get some more. We had to.
Very nice.
We wanted everybody to pay full price in July for the 4th.
See.
So now maybe we'll do some July specials. Right. Maybe we'll see.
Bookie, roll up. Let's get all the money in here. I saw some money come in.
Yeah, over 3 or 4 people.
I didn't even call for it today. I forgot. You want to donate money? Please do so right now. All your chats are guaranteed to get read. We might rip your post. All right, what we got here today?
Let me pull it up on the
Why
big
are you
screen.
so off?
I'm pulling up on the big screen.
Okay. Read the money ones.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron Knooper saying Punch Whataburger. They've gone soup Nazi on giving out ketchup packets. You have to tell them how many you want and then ask for 4 more, and then they make an excuse to deny you.
Cohen Stokes obviously works at Corporate Whataburger. He's been in the chat upset with us about our Whataburger takes. He got mad at Knooper, like, oh, sorry, we're trying to save some money. So, sorry, Cohen. Didn't mean to offend you and your employers.
It's one thing to waste ketchup. It's another to be stingy with it,
right?
Though.
Exactly.
I don't. I can't comment on that because I don't usually get ketchup on anything.
I get the spicy.
All right, but I don't get 40 and take them home.
No,
they never get used.
No.
Yeah,
they end up sitting there.
You wind up with 39 ketchup packets and 87 soy sauce packets and pizza. You ever have the little powdered stuff you put on pizza, Parmesan, and the pepper? That shit lines up in our drawers and stuff. Good evening, Corpus. Says Stokes. Do you need live or fresh dead shrimp for your fishing adventures? Well, I can scarcely think of a better quality bait than Sancho Shrimp Shack. If there's a Sancho Shrimp Shack and they want to sponsor In the Building Sports Edition, we're down. Julian B., and that's because Trump still hasn't passed Obama's deportation numbers. That's a fact. Who gives a shit, Julian? Who gives a shit if your boyfriend or the last guy was in charge? The facts are ICE looks like a bunch of fucking witch hunters. Who gives a shit? Let's just make sure we know who to blame. I'm blaming ICE. Who gives a shit? God almighty. Would you suck his cock if he walked in? I think you probably would. Hey, that ain't Trump. That's Obama. Okay.
I don't get it.
Okay, that's fine.
What are you talking about?
ICE looks like shit. We all agree. Who gives a shit? Don't forget who to blame. Okay.
So you gotta let people be, man.
Chris Silva just gave $1 and a thumbs up. I'll take it.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. People are asking about Gordon and Ramsay.
Oh yeah, the frogs. What happened?
2 frogs. So very poetic. I'm a TCU man. Now these weren't horned frogs. Now, that would have been badass. Yeah. We had a couple of outside little tree frogs show up. I left a pair of my sneakers out front of on our porch, and the next morning there was a frog in each of my shoes.
Right.
And we had video and pictures of it. We named them Gordon and Ramsay. Well, my plan was to just let them stay in there because when I got home from the show yesterday, they were still tucked in there.
They were in there still?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just figured, it's daytime.
It's daytime.
They're nocturnal. I'm not going to bother them. Let them stay in there. Tonight, I'll dump them somewhere safely. So yesterday, probably halfway through the day, I noticed that Gordon had left. Imagine that. The guy frog's like, oh, thanks, baby. I'm out. Yeah, he didn't quit it. They're probably mating in my shoes.
I love it.
So Gordon bailed on his own, but Ramsey, she was still in there tucked, just going memes. And so we pulled up ChatGPT and we literally asked AI, is it safe for me to leave a frog in my shoe all day? And AI had an immediate response. Of course they did, dude.
ChatGPT
Unbelievable.
is crazy.
And it told us that it would be too dangerous, that it would be better, even though the frog is nocturnal, it would be better to let her go rather than let her sit in the shoe all day because she'd get too hot. She's probably traumatized. She's not really sure where she is. Frogs need to be free in the grass, in the mud, in the water, not a shoe. She probably just sought refuge in my shoe because she thought it was dangerous. She's probably too afraid to come out. So about 2 o'clock yesterday, I took the shoe. We have a little ravine back behind where we live, and we gently let her out of the shoe.
Held it up and let her jump out.
Let her jump.
Did she jump out?
Yeah, she just kind of shook her out, and she scurried off.
So that's it.
Hopped
Gordon.
off. Whatever they do.
So the adventures of Gordon and Ramsey are done.
That's it. Adventures of Gordon and Ramsey are done. Greg's in here, 199. Who gives a shit, Julian? Yeah, I'm not trying to bash on Julian too much, but
dude.
Who gives a shit if it's whose policy it is? I don't like either one of the fucking policies by anybody right now. I'm hoping Elon Musk's thing takes off. No bullshit.
The American Party.
We need a third-party system. We got a bunch of whack jobs on one side and a bunch of pussies on the other. So I got no team. I feel like an American tennis fan. I'm watching Igor Tchaikovsky take on Bolskinskaya fuckstick. I want to watch. I don't have a rooting interest anymore in national politics.
Right.
They can all kiss my ass. And I love President Obama, by the way. I don't give a shit what his policies are. ICE now is over. This is bullshit.
It's insane.
And I don't say that lightly. I'm an American. I support the American government usually, but I'm an American and I have the right to criticize them if I want. And what I do not do is post up with one guy and suck his cock. I look at all of that shit from the outside perspective. Most Americans don't do that now. We pick one camp and we have
wrong,
this
we just stand over
ridiculous
there.
Support for somebody.
Yeah.
It's almost like Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
They should keep buying tickets.
Wrong. Right, you know in your heart, you be like, yo, that's wrong.
Yeah, I can root for the Cowboys, but I don't mean I'm buying no tickets.
Right.
All I know is what's gone on the last 6 months is over the top, and it's bullshit. And I just got such a big laugh when I saw that ICE had been waiting to pop Chavez, but they go ahead and let him fight first. Is he a criminal or not?
Right.
Okay, he may be a criminal, but we still got to get the game.
You see what I'm saying? That lets you know it's bullshit.
Zero credibility. Showing up at the Dodger game. Get the fuck out of here. I'm surprised he didn't show up at the soccer game the other night.
Like, if you just show with a mask on and, like, you're not giving me no idea or nothing, I have a right to fight you if you're trying to grab me. Like, why am I just supposed to take your word for it?
It's over the top,
Why am I just supposed to take your word for it that you're a law enforcement authority? Why? Why don't I don't know who you are. You got on a mask and a green vest. Who the fuck are you? I'm punching you in the fucking face.
Yeah, it's bullshit, man. And it's the people that they're getting rid of. It's just, it's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's arbitrary. It doesn't seem organized at all. They showed up at the Dodger game the other day, and the Dodgers were like, "Get the fuck off our property." Yeah. And then they're like, "We're going to go around to the other fence then."
And then they lied about being there.
And then LAPD shows up like, y'all got to get. This is private property, man. Yeah. The owner of the Dodgers himself was Mr. Walter Mark. Like, get those fucking assholes off my parking lot. Okay.
Why would I?
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah. Why would I believe anything these people say if they lie on social media like that?
Correct.
So brazen.
Correct. No
like
credibility.
Bold face.
Over
like,
yo,
top. you know you're on camera, right? Like, what are y'all
and I feel bad for the individual person that works there. They're just doing a job. You know, they took a job somewhere. I'm not. This has nothing to do with the individual officer. But you do work for a shitty organization.
If you're working for ICE, I think you can get a better job somewhere else.
All right, we're done. That's
it.
Love y'all hard. My band needs a drummer. Any good drummers in the city?
My brother
good drummers
can play drums.
Out there watching? Pearl Jam needs a drummer.
Yeah, my brother can play drums. He's actually good at it.
The one we hung out with?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he played in many cover bands.
He got all the good stuff that you didn't get.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's because he was the baby and they just gave up with him. He was
tired.
Yeah.
They thought the baby making factory was closed, and then I popped up. You know, that's how it happens.
All right, we're done. We'll see you boys back in here mañana. Later.